So, I was talking to the doc, one of the things that we talk about or I talk about rather, quite often, and why it's so important. And I've said this many times before in other videos. Um, so here's just a little snippet, of why lifting um, over the age of 40 is so important. And so obviously it's the prevention of muscle loss. After the age of 30, adults lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade. Strength training helps to maintain and rebuild muscle mass, which is critical for mobility and independence. And then you have bone health. Weight bearing resistance exercises stimulate bone growth, helping prevent slow osteoporosis, a condition that becomes more common with age, particularly in women after menopause. And if you're a mom and you've had, 4, 5, 6 kids, children take a lot out of a woman. It's, we have 6. And I've seen what bearing children has done for my wife. And don't get me wrong, she's healthy and strong and everything else. But metabolism support. Muscle tissue burns more calories than fat, even at rest. Strength training helps keep metabolism active, which can combat age-related weight gain. So even minutes, hours after you left, you're still burning calories. When you're going to bed, I like to work out in the evenings. You're going to bed, you're burning calories, while you're sleeping. Joint health and pain reduction. Strong muscles support joints better, reducing the risk of injury and easing pain in conditions like arthritis. That's so true. Mental health benefits. Regular resistance training can reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, improve cognitive function, which becomes increasingly important with age. That's absolutely true. And I always feel 110% better because it's just like I can't remember the chemical, dopamine or whatever. There's a chemical that is released when you're lifting, and I definitely feel better after I lift all the time, and it's like when I miss a day or 2-3 days, sometimes it's because it's a recovery phase for me because I did way too much the time before. Insulin sensitivity, chronic disease prevention. Strength training helps regulate blood sugar, can reduce the risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers. In short, it's a powerful tool to stay strong, independent, healthy as you age. And you don't have to use, super heavy weight, just a set of dumbbells. Get a set from 5 to 60, depending on your age. You could do a lot with, 5 to 60. And 5, you're starting out, and once you progress through those and it becomes too easy, then you could sell the 5s through 25s and then step on up, keep those 30s and 35s. And as you progress, you get heavier and heavier. Sometimes when I want to I don't want to say deload, but I do want to say deload, but I'll find a weight that, allows me some resistance at a certain number of reps, and I'll just do those 3, 4, 5, sometimes 8 times. And I feel that just as much as I did as if I just did 3 sets, with heavy jumps in between. So lifting after 40 is so important. So that's my quick little snippet on that. And, hope you have a blessed day. And think about that. Do your own research. It's so important. So if you're not a lifter, I encourage you to get into it. So do it to it. And let me know. Leave me a comment, if you're a lifter. And, I'm 55. I lift every 2 to 3 days. And I go heavy, so, and I go to the chiropractor, so it's like, but that's just me. It's just what I enjoy doing. So anyway, so give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you're lifting, or if you have any questions. I've been doing this since the 8th grade, and I've had pauses in between, for work. One school that I went to just really didn't have a good program at all, and then into adulthood, I was really able to get into it hardcore. And then in the 2000s, I really got into it big time. So anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.